we made a balance of what we did in this first part of the project, and also we started to plan what is the next part of the investigation that is mainly based on the clinical trial that started at the beginning of November. So we already treated 3 patients, and we have preliminary data from these 3 patients that are very encouraging, very promising. And the perspective is to complete the clinical trial and to do all the omics and laboratory investigation, also completing in vitro studies that are running now.
The University of Liverpool group are actually doing studies specifically related to skeletal muscle, and what we are doing for the intervention study is to look at the proteomics, so the protein content of the muscle, but also to do some studies of the ability of the muscle fibers specifically to contract. And the way that we do that is we take part of the muscle biopsy and we put it into an incubation chamber, and then we stimulate it to contract by adding calcium to it. And that gives us a specific measure of the strength of the myofibrils, the basic contractile apparatus. So things are going very well at the moment. We're very much looking forward to receive the first biopsy samples that come from the subjects. We haven't received any yet, but we expect them very quickly now in the next few weeks.
My today's talk was about sarcopenia and how sarcopenia is impacting especially people with dementia. We know from the literature that people that have dementia have a severe sarcopenia, but we don't know yet if this sarcopenia is starting from the brain or from the muscle, or either if we have a loss of the muscle mass that is related to the loss of the brain function. Now, in this moment, we don't know yet the response, but we are studying, especially for the Choko Age project, if the loss of the muscle mass can be restored by the exercise training, and if the exercise training can also have an effect on the cognitive function and the capacity of the subject to recruit the muscle. For that reason, we are exercising people with very high intensity exercise training, and here in the lab we are actually doing some practical things to show how we can measure the voluntary activation of the subject, the mitochondrial function, the vascular function, but also how we can train the subject with some specific exercise training.
The role of our laboratory in this effort is to determine oxidative stress. This is to do with free radicals and damage to cells, and also transcriptomics. This is DNA that is converted to RNA in the root to become proteins. And we have now set up all the methods required while other laboratories were preparing the samples. So we are now ready to the real part of our group in this effort, which is now to determine both oxidative stress and the transcription of DNA into RNA in the samples that we are receiving now from different groups. So our results will come in a few months' time, because of course we had to wait for the samples from other groups performing the clinical trials to come to us. So far, things are progressing as expected.
Recruitment is always challenging in a project like this, with the recruitment of several institutions. But despite that, we have started the enrollment of individuals, and we have some very promising results. So despite challenges, promising results which are kind of better than we even hoped for. That could be due to the baseline level of the patients, and of course also the effectiveness of the training. So that is promising for the future and bring us hope that we not only will receive good results, but extremely good results in this patient population.
We will be involved in different aspects of the Choko Age project. One will be the data storage and management. Another one will be the LCMS and targeted lipidomics on some samples that we will decide together. We will support the bioinformatics and biostatistics analysis with our proprietary software. And last but not least, we will help with the communication and dissemination activities.
Of course, we wanted projects which were scientifically excellent and highly relevant to the call, but we also wanted projects which would have impact, that would really make a difference. And that might include, of course, engagement with industry. And Choko Age is a good example of a proposal that had a clear involvement from industry.